Nikhil, is any action being contemplated or being taken against Farhan or Haris Rauf for their ungentlemanly behavior on field?
Well, at the moment, I'm coming to you live from Dubai. Of course, Gaurav, I keep updating you. At the moment, doesn't seem to be any sort of action. I'm just trying to explain all of that. Firstly, as an Indian journalist who was present at the ground when all of these things happened, and in fact, things that happened leading up to this game. Remember, I reported about Harris screaming 6-0 while they were playing a football match, making a reference to the concocted story that they've come from the 10th of May. That was the lead up that we saw. And then on the day of the game as well, as an Indian journalist covering the game, uh, I mean, I was definitely offended to have seen something like that. But was it unexpected? I don't think so. You knew that these things were bound to happen after the Indian team refused to shake their hands. And you had Indian captain Surya Kumar Yadav thanking the Indian armed forces in the game prior to this for their successful completion of Operation Sindoor. So I knew I was expecting it. But there's a big distinction to be made here, Gaurav, in how the Indian team conducted themselves and how the Pakistan team have conducted themselves. The Indian team refrained from making any comments, derogatory or any such comments about Pakistan. All they did was dedicate their victory to the victims of the terror attack in Pelham as well as the Indian armed forces. What is it that Haris Rao was doing? He was making gestures which I will call childish, immature, vulgar, to say the least. Those are the gestures that we're making. And I think what this actually illustrates is that here are two teams, and there is a big gulf, not just in their cricketing skills that we've seen on the cricket field, there's a big gulf in the way they conduct themselves as well. So those are the two things that were witnessed in terms of the celebration that Sajjada Khan also did, and then the gestures that Haris was making. No action at the moment has been taken, but I had a lot of Indian fans really come up to me and say that, look at them, they're making these gestures, talking about Rafale and things like that. So I only had one thing to share with Indian fans. I'll share it with your viewers as well. I said that, listen, what does a person do when he's had a terrible, terrible day at office? He goes back home. He wants to see fiction. He wants to see a comedy film, and anything that gives him relief, he will go and do that. So if a fictional story, if a comical story gives them relief after the drubbing that they get on the cricketing field, then so be it. Let them look for the relief in these concocted stories that they've come up with.